Kevin Paver here for Golfshake.com, and today we're down at the Gog Magog Golf Club near Cambridge, and we've come to meet up with Golfshake Ambassador Matt Holbrook. Now, you may remember Matt from some earlier videos this year when we sent Matt off for a Cobra Golf bag fitting. He went for the full bag, driver through to wedges. He had some tuition with one of the Cobra Golf ambassadors, and we sent him off on his season to try and achieve his goal of single figures with his Cobra Golf club. So it's time to check back in with Matt because we're nearing the end of the season and see how he's getting on, and has he achieved his goal of single figures. So we're here with Matt Holbrook at Gog Magog Golf Club, which is a bizarre sounding golf club, but it is very, very beautiful.
Highly recommended on Golfshake.
It is highly recommended, and I can see why. It's very beautiful. And we're here to just come and have a catch up with you really about, obviously you got fitted for a full Cobra bag earlier this year, so
Back in March, yeah.
March time, with a goal to get to single figures, right?
That was the plan. Yeah.
That's the goal for the year. So we filmed you fitting. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the description. Go and check out Matt's fitting video. And then you got your clubs, and then I came and saw you about a month after that.
You did.
And you were having some struggles, weren't you?
Yeah,
initially?
I'd say probably just teething problems.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I've gone from a regular shaft to a stiff shaft, for example. I've gone from a more forgiving club to a bit more of a workable club, and
I think we're about to get run over. I mean, it's never good to go under a fairway mower, is it, when you're on the golf course?
So yeah, so you know, naturally it took a little bit of time getting used to as well. I'd always used a different brand whilst I've been playing golf, and you know, going completely changing absolutely everything all at once as well was always going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I had the confidence because the fitting was so good, the process was really good.
Yeah.
You know, I had that confidence that I was picking equipment that was good for my game.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's not like lots of us will change an element of our bag quite often. So you might change a driver, or you might change a fairway wood, or you might change some irons, but rarely do you change everything, driver through to wedge, in one go. So that's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah, it was a big move, but I felt at the time, I felt like it was exactly what I needed to do. If I wanted to get down to single figures, I did need to make some big changes, and ultimately I'm happy with what I've done and the changes made, and yeah, loving life as a Cobra player.
Good man. Right, well, we're just at your drive, which is a great shot by the way, so let's go. I reckon you've only got about 60 yards in here.
Possibly.
So let's go and get the ball. So after the fitting then, Matt, so you had some time with a Cobra Ambassador, you had some tuition.
Yeah.
So that was quite early in the season as well.
Went
to see Chris. Do you think that helped you get on the right track after you saw Chris? That give you some really good things to work on with your game.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff that I really took away from the day with Chris was around me kind of pitching with me wedges.
Yeah.
What I found was naturally my wedges that I had previously, they were good wedges, but they were a lot lighter, so I felt like I really have to swing into the ball. And with the Cobras, one of the great things about these that I really enjoy is the fact that they are nice and heavy. So what I'm finding around the greens in particular, I can just let the club kind of drop on the back of the ball. Okay. That really works well for me. But from pitching at 100, maybe at 80 to 100 yards, I needed to have a little bit of work. So that really helped, and the stats on Arcos will tell me that that's also improved a lot.
So that's one of the other things I was going to ask you about, is obviously all the Cobra clubs that you got this year were all had Cobra Connect in them. So that tech, you've used that quite a lot, and do you think that's made a real difference to you being able to I suppose for the distances, it's really important, isn't it? Knowing how far you're hitting all your clubs and.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, like I've always been a stat tracker on Golfshake anyway, but getting that real life numbers from the course as well has definitely helped a lot. So yeah, so that's helped massively, and knowing exactly what I'm doing out on the course rather than just kind of hitting balls into a net, I found as well sometimes makes a big difference. So yeah, it's really helped.
So I reckon we've got quite a long way in here.
Yeah, but this is a par 5, so.
Are we going for it?
I'm not, because I'm in the bunker.
Oh. Let's talk a little bit about the golf clubs, the Cobra clubs that you've got. So what did you get? So you got F9 driver.
Yeah, F9 driver, kind of like 3 forward.
Yep.
The hybrid as well.
Yeah.
And then I've got the King, the Forge Tech irons, the black ones.
Okay. They're beautiful looking irons, aren't they?
Yeah, well I've kept them clean.
Yeah, very clean.
Played a lot of golf, but kept them clean. And yeah, no, the irons. I mean, look, the irons in particular for me have been really, really good, because what I'm now, obviously I've gone to a stiffer shaft, which has also helped as well through the fitting process.
Yeah.
But they're a little bit more of a player's iron, a little less forgiving, which is what I needed. That's where my golf was at. I was ready for that step. And I'm noticing now, you know, like par 3 we just played a couple of holes ago, you know,
you hit a great shot there.
Yeah, you know, but I've hit a 9-iron knowing that when it's going to land, it's going to pretty much stop where it is. Whereas before I might have had to, you know, maybe hit one less and let it roll on, and then you're kind of relying on luck of the bounce, the roll.
And in terms of the forgiveness of the irons, we were talking about that a little bit before. You were saying that before the older irons they were more of a game improvement iron, I suppose, weren't they? And they were a lot more forgiving. So you've had to sort of change the way that you approached a shot when you were lining up to it, because you didn't have that forgiveness anymore. So you had to really think about it a bit more, didn't you?
Yeah. So, you know, previously I could stand and kind of pick out a target on the right hand side, knowing that the ball's going to, you know, really draw around for me. Whereas these, I have to be a little bit more precise.
Yeah, because where you aim it, that's where they're going to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, I mean, don't worry, that they're still forgiving, but they're forgiving in the sense that if I'm not hitting it off centre, you know, they're still staying relatively straight. Whereas I will lose distance with these naturally if I'm not hitting off centre. Okay. But I've got my golf to a point where I'm hitting, you know, more shots out the centre anyway.
Well, it's looking good today, mate. That's for sure. Yeah. And we've hit both hit good drives there. What have we got here? That's about 70 yards, maybe.
Yeah. Let's have a look. I'll tell you.
Who's his furthest?
91 yards.
91.
I think on the angle, I think I've just done you.
I'm not sure about that. Okay, Matt, so just walking down the 18th now.
Yeah.
You played really well today. I think, what you were saying, you are 2 over?
Yeah, 2 over on the back, I think.
Decent. So the all important question that everybody's dying to know. So the goal this year was single figures.
Yeah.
And that's been the goal for a while, actually. It's not just this year, is it? But this year it felt more achievable from the start of the year, right?
Yeah, this year definitely. I mean, I had to have a lot of things kind of fit into place this year, and you know, last year was my first year at the new course, but this year, you know, that's now my home and I'm comfortable there. But you know, also with the new equipment at the start of the year, yeah, I was expecting to do it this year.
So go on then. So the season's like, I know you kind of have qualifiers most of the year, and yours doesn't really stop. But traditionally, we're sort of coming to the end of the season. What are we on now then? What's the handicap currently?
So
have we done the single figures?
As we speak today, the handicap is 8.9.
So you've done it. Well done, mate. Done it, awesome.
Yeah. I originally, to start off with, I got it to 9.3.
Yeah.
And at that point, that was the first time. The previous to that, the lowest I'd ever been was, I think, 9.8.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I got it to 9.3 and I kind of thought, right, no more comps for the rest of the year. You know, I've got there
stay
finally.
at the single
kind of,
figures.
let's keep it there, but I went out the weekend the weekend after and had like 38 points and I think shot 7 over.
Brilliant.
So,
well done.
So yeah, so
awesome.
So it's been going alright, and yeah, so now down to 8.9, so I've got a bit of breathing space, and you know, also I've got some foundations for next year as well.
Brilliant. Well, let's last shot in where you hit a decent drive, slightly offline, but I reckon you'll put that one close given what you've done today so far.
Yeah,
so
right,
let's see if we can finish strong, eh?
Yeah, let's get on it.
So there we go, Matt. We are done here at Gog Magog, which is, I still can't get my head around the name of the golf club, but it's a great golf course. I really enjoyed it, and great watching you play such good, consistent golf. So
you've had a treat today, haven't you?
Do you know what? Fair play to you. You've worked hard. I know you've worked hard on your golf. It was so different to when I saw you back at the start of the year when you'd not long had the clubs. I think the big thing that I noticed today was your distance control was spot on. I mean, you were putting everything. You were giving yourself birdie chances all the time. Some of those you made, some of you didn't, but you were putting it close. So you were always giving yourself a chance. I think that's the difference I saw. So you must be super happy with your season.
Yeah, no, I'm really pleased. You know, I've got to where I wanted to be for the last couple of years.
The single figure dream.
Yeah, exactly. I'm living the dream now. I've got a bit of breathing space as well. So yeah, look, I feel like I maybe want to start enjoying my golf again a little bit more, because I kind of lost track of
pressure's off, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I lost track of why I do it. You know, now I've got over that hurdle, I can start enjoying it again. But you know, I'm also going to sit down over the winter and you know, look at the ARCOS stats and work out really, you know, how do I now get it to the next step, because you know, as golfers we're never happy. Right?
So what is the next step then? What are you thinking?
I don't know.
5?
The next step, well,
6?
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Like, I think I'm just going to enjoy being a single figure golfer for as long as it lasts.
Till those point ones start creeping back on.
You know, I mean, look, you don't know. You never know what's going to happen for the winter. But you know, maybe at the kind of March, April time next year, I'll have a look at things, and I think 7 or 8 is definitely in there. It's not out of reach at all. So yeah.
Well, it's been really good sort of watching your journey through the season. I hope you guys have all enjoyed it as well. And if you haven't already seen the other videos that Matt's done this year, check out his fitting, and also check out the round we had around Stowmarket when you first got the club. So hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you did, as always, give us a thumbs up, and if you've got any questions about the Cobra gear or the process Matt's been through, comment below and we'll get back to you on those. So as I said, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, click the button down there, subscribe, and get loads more content just like this. But thanks again for watching, and we'll speak to you again soon.